It is Cayleigh here from Create with Cayleigh. I'm back for a Wednesday tutorial. I'm going to show you how to do some block stamping today. I'm just going to make sure that we're all connected. I'm enjoying the sunshine. I've not had any time to spend in it today, but I'm enjoying that it's there and that this rain has finally stopped, at least for a little bit. Yep, good. We are live on the page, so I can continue. I absolutely love block stamping, and it's one of those techniques that I just don't get around to doing enough. I think it's something you forget. But I really like making the most of all of my supplies, and block stamping means that you are using the clear blocks that you use every day for your stamps to create something beautiful. And I've got some new product to share with you today because the new catalogue goes live tomorrow. I am so excited. I thought I had a catalogue next to me, but I don't, so whoops. I cannot wait to get my hands on the planner that is in there. If you didn't know there's a planner, there is one. It's amazing. I'm literally like itching at the bits to get my hands on it. And I'm a planner junkie anyway, so stamping up one's just blown my mind. Oh, hi Kat. You haven't even, I don't even think you've seen it yet, have you? You are gonna, it's amazing. So I'm going to show you some of the bits I'm playing with today. This is a new stamp set called Colourful Seasons. I showed it to you on my little sneak peek video. It's a really great stamp set that's kind of designed for all of the seasons. And it's one that the more you look at it and the more you play, the more you see the possibilities. So it does come with matching framelets. I'm not using them today. I'm having a big shop free day. And going back to basics of the block stamping technique. So I'm going to point the camera down at the desk. I do apologise, you're going to have an awful minute while I rearrange, so... Hopefully you can now see my desk and you don't just have a shot of part of my top. Okay. It's frustrating because there's such a delay, so I do apologise while I just work this out. Okay, let's see how that looks. So basically what you need to block stamp is you need some ink, you need a clear block, and you need some water. So I'm going to start off with a nice and simple one. So I'm taking a piece of cardstock and some of our new lemon lime twist card I've pre-cut. Look at how gorgeous this is. It is so bright. I never really thought that I was going to be such a bright fan, but I'm addicted to it. I'm going to use our Stampin' Right markers and just going to colour in directly onto the block. I want this to be a really, really fun block stamping, so I'm going to use all different colours, but you don't have to. So just going to do some pink in the middle, new powder pink, and some fresh fig next to it. Some lemon lime twist next to the pink, and then some berry best, and some tranquil dried. And I'm going to take some water in a spritzer, and I'm going to spray this off camera, but that's just because the water gets everywhere. So I'm going to give it 2 spritz. So you can see it's all nicely spritzed up, and then I'm going to turn it over and just press down over the image. And if you can see on camera, it's just going to cover my cardstock, and I'm just going to peel it off like that. So that's how simple block stamping is. Now it's what you do with this that matters. So I'm just going to put it to a side for a second because we're going to do all of the block stamping first, and then I'm going to show you how I'm finishing off and building the cards. It's a bit risky today because I'm making all of the cards on screen, so they could all go terribly wrong, but let's keep our fingers crossed for that not happening. So this time I'm going to use the smallest block. This is block A, and I'm going to use this directly into the ink pad. So I'm just going to press down And then again, just going to spritz off camera. And I'm just going to put this down onto the page. Now I'm going to do this 3 times. And I could have measured this, but I haven't. So again, let's just hope it all goes according to plan. That's the fun of Facebook Lives. So, oh, that was some almost good lining up until I got to the top one. Again, we just need to let that dry. And finally, I'm going to go for some more using the lemon lime twist because it's just an amazing colour. So far I've done a whole block and I've done some blocks where they're not touching. Now we're going to go for some blocks that are going to link over each other and create a bit of a wacky pattern almost. So inked up, look how gorgeous that is. It's just so bright. I have to say, I've had customers asking for a really bright green, like a lime green, and I've kind of thought, I know they want it, but I don't think I do. And I was proven wrong, as I so often are. Don't know if any of my customers remember the whole photopolymer issue when I told everybody that I didn't want them, and now they're my absolute favourite. So I'm just done 2 blocks in a C, and then I'm going to come in with a second block of size B. I just want to get a little bit of contrasting shape here to work with the overlays. So if you look, sometimes it doesn't stamp out perfectly, but that's okay because that really adds to the effect of using the block stamp. And it's one of those techniques where it's always going to be unique, it's always going to be different. So there we go, I've created another background. So the 3 of those are just going to start drying, and I'm going to start prepping for the next bit. So with this really bright, beautiful card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it layered just like that, and I'm going to have a really nice, big, bold sentiment. I'm going to go for life is a beautiful thing. Now this is the bit where it might not work too well, because what I would recommend when you're doing this is leaving it to dry for just a little bit of time. Don't quite have time on the Facebook Live to do that, so I'm just going to give it a good go. I'm going to use some of the new lemon lime twist ribbon. This is finely woven ribbon. It's really nice and soft, and I want the ribbon to go all along my card. So I'm just going to rip some tear tape, place it down, that's roughly the right size, and then I'm just going to, can't peel it, you can never peel these things on camera, and stick that down. I've gone over just a little bit, but that is because I am going to cut it down, and here's when I realised I didn't put scissors anywhere near me, so that's quite awkward. That's one of those things that never happens until you're on camera. Just get into my handy desk organiser. So, save the day, I found some scissors. And I'm going to put a small amount of tear tape onto the back of each ribbon, the back of the card, and then I'm going to stick the ribbon to it. This is one of the most challenging things to do when you're on camera, is to take off the back of tear tape. So my card is suitably dry, and I'm just going to take some basic black archival ink and press really hard into the ink. So I want to make sure this is really inky because it's going to go onto a wet surface. Wish me luck. Press down and hold and lift up, and oh, look at that, it worked. I can keep my job. And I'm just going to apply some Tombow, which is my go-to adhesive. You don't need a lot. Pop it on, and I've got just a tiny border, which is my thing at the moment. I go through phases of having big borders and then little borders. And what do we think? Dimensionals or Tombow? I'm going to go with some dimensionals. So this is a nice, quick, easy card, but it's got quite a bit of wow. And there we go, just going to stick it down. That noise, if you can hear it, is my dog drinking. And I'm going to use some of these new glitter enamel dots. Let me show you them without the packet on. They are just gorgeous. Look at the sparkle. So I'm going to use 3 of these, and I'm going to start with a darkest, then a medium colour green, and a light. It's not quite straight, but I'll forgive myself. So there is my first block stamping card. That didn't take me very long at all, but I'm really happy with the variance of colour. So let's move on to the next one that I did. This is the one where I used the smallest block to create a pattern along the side. I'm going to use the stem, the branch within the Colourful Seasons. Again, I'm just going to use the basic black. I'm going to ink it up well. And I'm going to have this going over the 3 blocked images. Oh, didn't stamp too well there, but as I said before, it is very wet and you really should let this dry for a little bit longer than I'm doing. I'm just going for it. So I'm using one of the tiny flowers, and I'm going to use one of the, I guess it's a tiny flower as well. And I'm going to use the pen. In fact, I'm going to start with this and see what I think to this one, because I might have them all in this tiny flower. I think that effect might be a bit nicer. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's stamp this on all of the branches. Oh, I've just realised this branch has got 4 bits coming off it, and I'm going to leave the 3rd because I like to do things in 3s, and that would play with my, I don't have OCD, but that would play with my mind a little bit, so we're just going to leave that. And I'm going to take a sentiment. I'm going to go for, let's see, you make me smile, congratulations, thinking of you. I'm going to go for thinking of you. See, I don't have any examples of my cards that I'm making, so I'm literally creating 3 cards on the cuff. There we go. I mean, not the best sentiment because it did cut off a little bit, but again, having a good play. So I'm going to stick this down. I've used some Very Best cardstock just to add a matte and layer. And I'm going to stick this in the middle so it has a big nice white border. There we go. Pressing down, and there is another card. So we've got 2 cards so far using the block stamping technique. Now pull my 3rd one up, and this one you can see how wet it is. This is using the block to create a random pattern on the background. Now, I wanted to use one of the other big sentiments in this set that says, may all your tomorrows be as happy as today. So I'm just going to stick this down. Again, I'm going for the black. I find, while I don't normally use black ink for sentiments that much, I find against these bright colours and against this, the wet cardstock, this works quite well. I'm just, again, making sure this is really, really inky because it's going onto a wet surface. And press down, give it a good press, and I'm going to hold, hopefully this has worked. There we go, it has. And I do want to add a bit of something, so I'm going to go with this little exploding flower. And see. I'm going to just pop that randomly around the card, again in threes because I'm a fan of things in threes. And I'm going to take some normal diamantes and just put one in the centre of each of those flower burst things. My vocabulary is amazing. So here we go. We have got 3 different cards using block Stampin. So hopefully this can show you that you should not discredit anything in your crafting toolkit. These little blocks are fantastic for creating effects. And please let me know which one's your favourite if you're watching now. And if you'd like to receive one of these, I've decided that these 3 cards I'm going to pop out in the post to the first 3 people. Ew, I've no idea what my phone just did. To the first 3 people that request one, I will send them one each to 3 different people. So please let me know if you'd like a card. And thank you so much for watching. I'm going to tuck this back up to me. Oh, Kat, yeah, that one. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I think I am really happy. I think my favourite is this one though, because I just love all of the different colours next to each other. So if you'd like one, please just send to me or something on the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next week again at 8 o'clock. This is going to be my regular... Oh, my phone is going crazy. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what's happening to it. This is going to be my regular go live session Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So I'll be back next week with some more techniques for you to watch along with. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.